Okay, I want to talk a little bit to you about some of the pruning we've been doing. You can see we've got Fuji apple there, and we've got a lot of figs. These are rootstock, and this is my fault that they are not alive. I bought them before I really knew what I wanted to do with them, and they've been in the refrigerator for a year. There's no way on earth they're alive. As you can see, I got these from Cummins Nursery out in California. I was so excited, but then I had nowhere to plant them. I think this one could possibly be alive. I've cut it a little bit just to see if I could find any green. Maybe a little, I don't know. I've just been keeping it in the water right now, trying to rehydrate it. See, I've got some different figs from my cuttings. I'm going to propagate those. This is some more of the apples. I don't remember which one that is now. I'm not sure. Looks like a peach tree. I don't know. But as you can see, I also have a lot of figs in there. Here, let's go in here and look. You can see I've got a lot of stuff I've been saving. This is a blueberry that we planted this year. Some of them I forgot what they are, but I'm pretty sure that's a blueberry of some sort. You can see I've got fig trees that are starting. I've had these for over a year. I just don't have anywhere to plant them until this year. And I think that that's a black mission. That's a black mission right here and there. That one probably is, and that one may be a Celeste. Some of the others I may have had labeled at one time, but I can tell you you'll forget. But I believe all those other ones are Celeste, because I had got a good deal from Home Depot at the time. Now these are the Violette de Bordeaux. I don't usually have those, but I went ahead and got them. I actually got one here, and I have it from Ison's, but then I saw that they had them also at Home Depot, so I went ahead and got them. They were 10 bucks each. They look more like the tissue culture kind, except maybe that one right there. The tissue cultures, when they grow them on the substrate, and they don't usually have the single stalk like from a cutting, or trunk like from a cutting. That's why that one actually was a branch from the Black Mission fig, so that's why it looks like that. But see how that one's spidered out? That's why. And that's a blueberry that's, I don't think's dead. I need to trim it back. This is a blackberry that we have that, once again, I don't remember what it's from, so I'm about useless. Oh, I think this one was bought at Willis Orchard. It's one of the thornless ones. And we had another one from them also here, and then there's one that I have in the backyard from another group from a while back. Here's Brandy's Japanese magnolia. You can see it's getting some of the, I guess that's a flower coming out there. Yes, we need to fix the strawberries. This is a weeping willow that we bought, which is going to go down in this part way down in there, because that's just sopping wet on this side of that little creek. And she's been busy planting these beds and trying to make them look better and give them more nutrients. Another thornless blackberry. Those are little blueberries. I forgot where we got those. We've been taking care of them throughout the winter. Hopefully they're bigger than they were last year, so they must be doing something. Blueberry that needs to be trimmed back. It looks horrible. Another elderberry that we just stuck in a pot, and you can see how much it grew. Look at the trunk on that thing. And I don't know how many cuttings we could make of that, but it grows fast and it grows well. There's Brandy's worm garden, and she redid the red green stalk, and we've got to work on the green one. There's something from last year that I can't even remember the name of it. It's probably obvious to everybody that just saw it. Everybody but me. A rose. I think that's mint coming back. Oh yeah, it is. That's the mint coming back. Can smell it. It takes over, but I like it. I guess that's mint. There's our lime, which is still growing. Rose. Now this poor Myers lemon, or Meyer lemon, whichever, I think it got killed by a cold snap that we had. It was good. It produced a lot. It was just too much. It's big. I mean, there's just nothing in there. I think the trunk still may have some green on it, but I think it's just, yeah, that's a plane. There's just nothing left in there. I mean, it just died. So we should have covered it up. It's just not hardy enough for where we live in zone 7B. Some maps will put us in 7A, but typically 7B. This is a Triumph Muscadine. And we just planted it because we didn't know what else to do when we bought it. And what I need to do now, obviously, is trim it. I've got the wood there to make a trellis over there. And then I've got to select the main trunk, which I didn't have a clue about at the time. Here's a second one. It's a different brand to pollinate the other, or different variety rather. And I've got to fix it too. I got a lot of trimming to do. I got to put a fence around it so that the deer can't get it. As soon as sunlight started hitting this after we cut down all these trees, we started getting blackberries, which I always wanted them, but now apparently they seem to take over. As you can see there, I had to chop those up last year. Here's my crab tree. See, I cut the tops off of it. Not really need to. I just wanted to keep it from growing too much. Maybe stimulate it a little bit to grow. It doesn't have any blooms yet, which is fine because I don't know when my Fuji here is going to start growing or blooming. It's been in the ground, I guess, a couple of years now. You can see that it's getting thicker. I trimmed it already, trying to make it. You can't really tell. I was going to go for a central leader, but the shape of the tree and all that, when you buy these from the store, you just kind of go with what you get. And I had already had it in the ground for a while, and I really don't want to kill it back or cut it back too long. It'll just take too long for it to grow back, and I'd actually like to see it produce fruit in my lifetime. So you can see I cut there. That did go up. That was that big long piece back there. And I think this is going to lend itself more to an open center. I just don't think it's going to do good as any kind of central leader right now. So I'm just kind of trying to keep it open as best I can. I had started to cut some more on it, but I think it'll be fine. Just see how it does. That's our Granny Smith here is starting to bloom. Just a little. Yes, these are cages to keep the deer out because they will eat it alive. As you can see, this one's stunted now because you can see they rubbed on it the 1 year, well, last year. See if you can see that in there. All that. Hopefully it'll be okay. This is our apricot tree. You can see it's blooming. It's really nice. It's a pretty tree. I don't know if we'll get an apricot, but it is a pretty tree. That's my fig tree. That's the cuttings you saw off that one over there. It's a tissue culture one from the store a long time ago. well, 4 or 5 years ago. And I have tried to train it. I know that if we had known more, we probably would have cut where those cross. But that's just kind of the way it's grown since then. And since learning, I've been trying to have more lateral growth, so it'll produce more. We can actually have fruit and get to it at the same time. Peach tree, I believe that is, I don't think that's an Alberta. Let's see what this one is. Now that's the Alberta right there. That's the Belle of Georgia one, I think. And this one's coming in. I don't expect to have any peaches. That one maybe, I don't know. I just don't have enough experience. There is a dwarf peach. It's supposed to go in a, this one can actually go in your backyard or on the patio or whatever. It's pretty. Hopefully it'll produce something. We'll see. This is an almond tree. It only has a few little flowers in there. I don't really know what they're supposed to look like, but it looks alive to me. Looks good. I trimmed a little bit, just a little bit on the tops. What I did was go through, if I'm not sure what to do, I just try to cut to an outward facing bud. I let it grow, and then I figure the next year I'll be able to trim more and maybe get more of the shape I want. It's just really small right now, so I'm letting it grow out. This is a Bradford pear, and this year what I'm going to do is take some of my pears that I haven't shown yet, and I'm going to bark graft them in there. I'm going to make some use of this tree because it is a nuisance. Neighbor's tree that I've got to trim on my side. Can make some big cuttings from that. There's some elderberries up there, and we've got to cut that back. That's an 8-foot fence. They get huge. Tulips look better than they've looked in a while. Hey puppy. Hey girlfriend. How you doing? Here's some more cuttings from the fig tree, and also some from the elderberry, and I doubt we'll grow a peach on it, but this is one from the peach tree. It was really tall, you can see. So I had to cut it. It would have just grown just way too much to get. I think that's also part of the peach tree. It was just too big. I'm trying to shape it. These elderberries will grow. I just threw that one in the ground. They'll grow anywhere. And started growing. I also did that with a fig cutting right there. And then there's one right there. There might be another one in there, I think. I just have to transplant them. There's the elderberries. You can see I've got to cut that back this year on this side. I can transplant those or propagate those. Here's one where I did by tipping, and where I did one underneath the door, or under the ground, sorry. Well, they're out there hollering. Here's the big old elderberry. I don't know what they think they're gonna do to each other through a fence. And then now she's got the other one barking. Hey girl. Hey Lucy. Hey girlfriend. Come back inside. Hey Conehead. Come on in. No Conehead, you've already been out. That's what we're doing right now.